Super. So let's do a recap because we won't be meeting up before your exams again. So let's do a quick recap, and I'll take you through all the units starting from unit one, and we'll keep a highlighter with you so that you can highlight some of the points so that it will be easy for you to understand. You have the book with you also, no? Hi. So it's like
Sir,
this.
can you give me 1 minute, sir?
Take your time.
Can you?
Yeah, sure. No worries. No worries, no worries. Go.
Mother told me she will bring.
What? Yeah, sure.
Our brother is sickness, sir, so I can't go to out.
Why? What happened?
Sir, he has got like sort of like fever and sir, I'm having asthma, sir. If I have like little cough, I'm done with everything.
Yo. Do you swim?
Yeah, sir. I used to go to swimming, sir, when I was like 1 year ago.
Okay.
But now I have to stop it, sir.
Why? What happened? Because swimming might heal you.
Yes. Yes, but the doctor said like to prevent some infections, I should not go to swimming for like 2 months or 6 months or something.
Oh, okay. But start swimming back again if you can because swimming is like for asthma. So I used to be asthma. So I used to have asthma while I was schooling. So but that was I was like very little. I think somewhere in your ages. I used to use this thing also. What do you call that? Inhaler. Oh, it was a mess, and I was really fat that time during those days. Like fat in the sense, I was like so fat. My while I was in grade 8 or 9, I was wearing shorts with the waist of 34.
So the weight of 34.
Waist was 34
Oh,
inches.
yes.
So now I am wearing the denim. What I am wearing is 36 now. So
Only two.
yeah, 32 and 34. So I was really
Sir,
fat
but
by.
I used to be sir like around 35. And sir, when I got intensely asthma and I was not going for school like 6 months, no sir.
Mm.
I was in 35, but in a 1 week, sir, it was 45.
45. ඔව් ඉතින් දෙట్లా හොඳට කකා විවි හිටියා මහත්තයා.
Now, sir, I'm around 39.
39. Now I'm 113. 113 kilos. I'm almost almost close to 4 times of your weight.
Yeah.
3 times. Okay, shall we start? You wanted to
Okay, sir.
wait?
No, sir, I got it.
You got it. Okay. Perfect. Okay, so, Mehmet, so how it's going to be is, so we have two probabilities of getting questions from either the questions which we have at the end of this particular module or the unit, or we might see some questions taken out from the workbook. Okay, so those are the points which we'll have to find
Sir,
out.
they told that, sir, we are getting from the both.
Okay, Mehmet, now if you take this one, we don't have that much of questions on the paper, on the book, no? So we'll just go through this and I will tell you the points which you might get questioned, and then it would be, then you can basically go through it and make sure that you cover it up. Alright, okay. So, first point is that make sure you remember these keywords. Okay, so basically, Edexcel is entirely focused on keywords. No? So, every question, everything is actually based on a certain specific keyword. And also remember, all the questions you are going to get, I mean, when it comes to the papers itself, most of the time they specifically look for the keywords. Okay, like, okay, I'll quickly show you an answer sheet of, let's say, an A-level paper. Okay, give me 1 second. I'll show you a marking scheme.
Sir, do you know how to download those Pearson Edexcel papers, sir, for our level?
Pearson Edexcel, no, I did not get access to grade 6. Sorry. I will try to find something, but no, I couldn't find anything specifically for grade 7. But IGCSE and A levels, we have a lot of resources.
Oh,
I do
yeah,
have all the
yeah.
papers as well. But for younger, like for the Inspire Computing, it's totally lost. So what I wanted to show you was, like, if you take a look at this, so this is an yeah, A-level marking scheme, okay. But then again, what I wanted to show you was, see this this basically looks for particular keywords. See, so award 1 mark for any of, see, these are the keywords. Okay, so what they ask is to give marks if that keyword exists in the answer. So you can write the answer in any word, you can write a big paragraph if you want, but the thing is, if the keyword is not there, then you're not going to get the marks. Okay, so remember the point exactly. Yeah? So it's always based on that particular set of keywords. So that's the reason when we start a module, you can see the specific set of keywords which we are going to use in this module. So just keep this in mind, remember these keywords. So let's just see what this is, and then you might get a clear idea, right? Okay. So primarily we have the primary topics here, right? Okay, so best best ever question, what is the internet? Right? So remember, then again, if you take this particular question, you can see that here it is specifically focusing on this set of keywords. See, what is the internet? And it, give 1 second. Yeah, so when it says what is the internet, you can basically see two keywords are there. Internet is the international network of connected computers around the world, right? So see the keywords. Keywords දෙකක් පාවිච්චි වෙනවා ඒකේ. You saw that?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, shoot.
Sir, our mother sent that PDF of those what, computer science workbooks, sir.
Okay.
Up to unit 4, sir, completely.
Nice, perfect.
Okay.
Okay, got it.
So can we do it now?
Yeah, yes, yeah. Yeah, we can go through it. Nice. Okay. Thanks a lot for sending it. Perfect.
Okay.
Super. So, we are starting from the nice. Okay. So tick the word or phrase when you know its meaning. Nice. Okay. Give me 2 minutes. I'll just go through this.
Okay, sir.
You have written all the answers, right?
Yeah, sir. Only for those things, sir. But sir, in the metal, sir, I haven't written answers for some. Sir, can we discuss it? Because I wrote the answer, but
Okay.
I didn't know what is the correct answer.
Yeah, sure thing, sure thing. You haven't answered the presentation based project part, right?
Yes,
Nice.
the
Oh,
first day, sir, when I was in the entrance semester exams, I went through the book and I started to do those things. That's it.
nice. Okay. So let's, since we have a limited time, let's quickly go through this and we'll sort it out. So I'll keep the book aside and then let's jump to this and let's see how it goes. Hold on. Close and close. And I'll keep the OBS on the side now. So, hi, perfect. Okay, so as I was explaining before, the keywords. So the keyword definition is one thing very really important. Okay, so okay, let's just directly jump into this and see. So yeah, the online online confusion. Okay, so here we talk about describe the difference between the internet and the world wide web. So yes, you have a tendency to get these type of connections like different questions connected together. Okay, so in this case what you have written is internet is the connection between two or more computers. Correct. See, remember, Kevin, try to focus as much as possible on the keywords. So here the keyword is internet and the second keyword is missing.
WW.
Nah, second keyword is missing. What is the second keyword? The second keyword is a network.
Network.
Exactly.
Network.
So the second keyword is network. So if you write this properly, the answer should be internet is the connection or is the network between two or more computers in the world. Right? Or you can use the word international. Either one is fine. So if you write internet is the international connection between two or more computers, which sorry, international connection which networks two or more computers, then that would be the best. So can you write the අපි ලියමු යටින් shape එකේ answer එක again. So just write it in a pencil using a pencil or something. So
අම්මේ පෙන්සලක් ගන්නකෝ. පෙන්සලක් ගන්න. Sir, can you repeat that sentence?
yes, let me type in. So let's say internet is the, will use the word international.
Okay. As
International network.
so or else shall we do like the things that I'm hard with?
Yes, it's up to
Yeah,
you.
yeah.
Let me know.
Yes. I couldn't understand, sir, like how do a web browser open a website, sir, step by step? That's a the problem.
Okay, where do we get the question? Do we have a question like that?
No, sir. In our school, sir, our one of our teacher was like asking the questions like when we are near to the exam, sir. Our school usually like tends to put quizzes in the board and asks us questions.
Got it.
As why did I got that question? And I couldn't answer.
Okay, so we talked about DNS during the last class. Okay, so if we are going to go into that level, then how a website works is when you open up a browser and when you type in a domain, let's say if we go to Sidon Gem Auctions, and when I press enter, what happens is the website, your browser sends a request to the server which has this particular domain name, and the server will process this and returns the output. So in this case, this output is known as the response. Okay, so you request a domain and you get a response from the server. So that's the very basic method of telling this. But if you want to take it a notch more up, then what you can say is you open a website, and when you type, let's say when I type www.google.com, and when I press enter, what happens is our browser sends a message to the DNS, the domain name service. That day I explained you how it works with dialog and all,
Is
everything,
it
right?
domain name service or domain name system?
Domain name service.
Uh-huh.
Sorry, domain name system. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, domain name system. So we sometimes we call it the domain name system, we call it the domain name server, or we call it the domain name service. Okay, so but those are technical jargon which we use in the industry. Yes, but it is the correct name is domain name system. So you basically send the request from your browser to the domain name system, the DNS, and the DNS finds the specific server IP address which your request has to go. So that day I showed you with that domain where we added that domain to an IP address. So the
Oh yeah.
yes, so the DNS, what it does is DNS basically tells that okay, that domain is pointed, or that domain belongs to this particular IP address. Then your browser sends that request to that IP address. And then, like as we saw that day with the server page, you get the server. Okay, so that's the typical flow on how it works. But I am pretty sure we are not going in that into that level, right?
Don't know, sir. Our teacher was like, don't know whether she had taken it from ChatGPT or something. But our teacher was like, write this down and answer. And teacher was like, other children were talking. So the teacher was like, okay, everybody start to answer. And teacher was asking already. And it was my turn for the hard question.
Okay. No, it's not that hard. Now you get the idea. No? So your browser sends a request to the DNS. DNS takes the request, finds the domain, gets the IP address, and returns the website.
Okay.
That's the
Thank
simple.
you.
That's the simplest flow. Okay. Hari. So, anything else you want to clarify? You're on mute.
Sir, can we do the Unit 4 lessons, the activities on Unit 4, sir? So,
Sure.
like, I can, be more familiar because Unit 4 lessons are a bit, like, hard, sort of.
Sure. Sounds good. So let's jump into Unit 4.
You said they are supplying.
Cool.
They are supplying.
Ayyo. I didn't notice. Okay.
These days it's April, no, sir, so much flies are there.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah, sir.
Got it. Okay. So here also Unit 4, you have written some answers here and there, right?
Yes. sort of the time that I get, sir, like I used to like go jumping. The time that I revise those, like I go to jump and jump.
No, that's
And
good. That's
sometimes
good.
our school homeworks, the fly.
Nice. Okay. So, where shall we start? Shall we go from the top?
Yes, let's start from the beginning. The binary representation.
Um, Unit 3. You have done up to this extent. Perfect. Okay. So let me just check the presentation part. So what have you done? Describe the purpose of creating a mind map. Okay. So mind map is a visual tool used to plan, organize ideas effectively. Ah, okay. Yeah. Okay. And poster. List three key elements that might be included on a poster. We talked about this. Posters needs to have the title, dates, images of the product. Okay, and you can put a description also. Description.
Yes.
And images can be
Yes.
there as well. And if it is a product, you can add some details about the product also. Product pricing, categories, and all these factors can be there. Okay,
Yes.
and memo. Describe the purpose of creating a memo. Memo, short for memorandum, is a message. It's a message organized.
It is a message organized in an organized way.
Message in an organized way. Okay. In an organized way. Okay.
I understand.
Be careful when you are writing it, because if the
Yes, sir,
person.
but in the laptops, like Grammarly and that all things are helping in the things.
Yes, I know. Yes. Practice writing.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So look at the six elements below which should be normally included in the report. Tick your choice. Okay. Content pages, yes, it should be there. Information in note form. Yes. Content such as text, photos, and graphics, yes. Multiple per choice questions to check understanding, no. Uh, Report. A front page. Usually, a front page should be there in a report, no?
Yeah, I thought those other reports.
මේමයි මේ මොන රිපෝට් ඇද මේ ගැන කතා කරන්න.
So I thought about those reports that people give, sort of like reports of like the report that was there in Gunpowder somewhere that has something has happened in this way and that way, but normally reports don't have page cover. That's it.
In this case, Kenneth, what they are referring to is some sort of a report which you have created for a topic, for some sort of a topic. So that means you need to have a cover page also. Okay, and multiple choice questions, that is perfectly clear. You don't need to have multiple choice questions because a report is a report, no, you are not going to ask people to fill it up, no. And how style applied consistently, yes, that is not extremely required, but yes, that can be okay. Then using documents, for each document listed, give two examples. Okay, poster and upcoming file. Oh, what is upcoming
An
file?
upcoming title and an event or concert.
Upcoming tile.
An upcoming title. I think so much. An upcoming title or something.
Okay. You wanted to.
No,
Okay.
sir.
What you meant was like an upcoming movie title, like a movie or something.
No, sir. I was about to mean I have like written it exactly an upcoming event.
Yeah, okay. But the second answer you have written it as an event or a concept here.
Yeah, I've written like say which examples? Give two examples. Then sir's answer would be correct.
Yeah,
Would
no.
be correct. Yeah, sir.
අපිට දාන්න
Yes, yes.
පුළුවන් we can put something like an upcoming movie or um,
Upcoming book titles.
book titles. Yeah, anything should be okay as long as අර මේ මතක තියාගන්න that idea has to fall in, that whole idea has to be there. That's the main point. If the idea goes through, then yes, then you get the full marks. And
Yes.
okay, so then a memo is a message to employees, okay, and a reminder, okay. Yeah, that's good. A report. uh for the report, why have you written as product?
So like we can give a product report sort of like in companies even they check the product and they give a report. This product is having this element. This product is this good. This product will success. This percent sort of like that.
then Kenneth, you will have to write it as in a way where you will have to say, let's say, a marketing report or a product sales report. Get the point?
Thank you.
ඔතන නිකං ප්‍රඩක්් කියල ලිව්වාහම මේ ටිකක් අමාරුයි. So for the person who is reading it, he's a bit confused. Now you saw what happened to me also now, no? So if you have written this in your exam, then he might be a bit confused on what type of a report are you talking about. Okay,
Yes.
so the second one you have written as a school or college essay about a topic. That is okay, yes. You don't need to say, you don't need to
Actually,
say,
sir, I wrote these answers
uh,
at 12 p.m.
what, right?
At 12 p.m. I was like waking up and I was not in this world.
So don't write answers by at that time. Write something else. So okay. Okay, no worries, no worries. Okay, so for the second point, I think when you're writing it, you don't need to write a lot. Just say an essay, or you can write the word, if you can remember, write it as a research report. Research.
That's it's good.
So
Research.
yes. So
Exam.
yeah. Keywords ටික ලියන්නකෝ. ඒක තමයි හොඳම වැඩේ තියෙන්නේ.
Yeah, so like we have to adjust it with other words.
Exactly.
Should I have practiced one?
Come on, he means it, yeah. You have time. Okay, perfect. So professional document features. So it says, look at the document. Look at the type of information below. What document would be most likely to use each type of information? Take your choices. Okay. So title of an event. Yeah, but in a practical scenario for the memo, we do not have a title of an event. So a memorandum is something like this. A memorandum is something where you create it for a specific purpose, where you talk about a specific point, saying, okay, this is what we have done. මෙහෙමනේ යන්නේ. So if you take a memorandum, this is basically a record written statement of something. Okay? Something කියන්නේ මොකක් හරි statement එකක්. So මේක වෙන්න පුළුවන්, මේක message එකක් වෙන්න පුළුවන්, especially sent between two or more employees in the same company, related to some, okay, okay, so let's say you're working at my company, and you're every day you come late to work. So we notice it, and we are like really, we don't like it. So we send you an official memorandum saying, Kevin, next time if you get late, we are going to kick you out. Something like that. Or some sort of a document where we give a certain set of let's say terms. Let's say okay, so අපි හිතමු, let's say I am giving you one of my properties to start a business. Then I would write a memorandum saying, okay, on this particular day, on this location, I am going to give you, sorry, I gave you access to my location with these terms and conditions. And I sign on it and I give it to you. Right? So that is the idea behind a memorandum. So the purpose is basically we do have different types of purposes. So the primary purpose is to communicate something of immediate importance. දැන් හිතන්න මෙහෙම එක මම ඔයාලට මගේ ප්‍රොපර්ටි එක රෙන්ට් එකට දීලා ඔයා එතන මොන හරි වැරදි වැඩක් කරනවා. කරලා නම් පොලිසියෙන් එනවා අපේ ගෙදරට. හරි. දැන් මාවනේ අහුවෙලා තියෙන්නේ. එතකොට now I have to prove the police that I told you not to do anything. But you have done it. Now I am not liable for that. So for that to be displayed, I need to have a copy of that memorandum which I gave you. Let's say if I tell you not to park cars at a certain location, I can say, no, please, Mr. Kemith, according to these rules, you're not allowed to park your car. But if you park that car, I can say, මේ වාට කලින් කිව්වා වෙන්න කොලේ දැන් හරි. Now you're liable. You got the idea? So
Yes.
okay. So then in this case, if you take this again, you will see that now a poster can have a title, but the memo is not about an event. No? So the memo will not have this. And the report is also ideally not the title of an event, right? But then again, if it is some sort of a report about something which happened, then yes. Let's say if we are going to create a report about any specific event, then yes, you might have it. Okay, perfect. Then message sender, you only have that in the memorandum, right? Who sent it? The author name and the title, yes, it can be on the memo, plus it must be in the report. Perfect. Content pages with page numbers, memorandums are sometimes if it is a big document we do add. Okay, so we can't just specifically say it, but poster completely out. Yes, posters doesn't have multiple pages, so that's only one page now. Charts and diagrams, yes, that is only on reports. Perfect. Message recipient, yes, that is also on the memo, because the memo, remember now, a memo is document which I send to you. So I am the sender, you are the recipient, right? And opening dates and times, yes, that is only been on the poster. And content laid out in columns. So in this case, technically, this is going to be only on a report, because memos, we don't practically go with a column layout. Memorandum එක කියන්නේ ලියුමක් නේ, මොකක් හරි කියලා මෙහෙමයි කියලා ලියන ගන්නේ. So technically you won't have this content laid out in columns. Okay, so let's quickly jump through. Okay, so then we talk about the plenary.
What's it?
Quick question. So sorry. So we have a question about how we are going to plan this, right? So which type of software would be used to create a report? Yeah, it would be word processing, obviously. Otherwise, databases and spreadsheet is out now. And what are InDesign and Quark examples of? Desktop publishing software. Yeah, InDesign and Quark are basically photo editors, but they do go as website publishing software as well. It does go like that. Okay, and question 3, what is memo short for memorandum? Okay, memos have generally been replaced by what? Emails, correct. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. Nice. And true or false, a mind map can only be created on paper. No, that is obviously false. And how the mind map paper
Mind map even said.
Yeah, I think mind map එක paper එක ලියනවා කියන්නේ ඉතින් that's a whole different that's a whole different task. You have to draw the whole thing then. Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So jumping to this one. So a typical 4-mark question. Perfect. So here you need 3 short answer questions. Having purchased a new computer, you are completing the setup instructions and can now choose which web browser to install. Okay. Okay. So that's the typical nature of these questions. So it kind of gives you a bit of a, let's say, a bit of a background. Yeah, a bit of a background story to kick start things, and then only it starts explaining, jumping into the question directly. So nice, perfect. So describe the purpose of a web browser and suggest 2 ways you might compare web browsers before making a decision. Nice question. Okay, so what is a web browser?
So a web browser is an HTML program which is used to navigate and to open source of software.
Correct. Perfect. You missed one particular key point. Okay, let me quickly show you what is there in the document, your book. So see here you can see the keyword. A web browser is a software application. ඕක තමයි ඔය keywords ටික පරිස්සම් වෙන්න කියන්නේ මම හරිද? So remember to highlight this. So a web browser is a software application designed to display pages written in HTML.
We can check those answers. There's a page in the end called glossary. In that page, we can answer correctly, sir. That's it.
Yeah, horrible. So I'm on page number 73. I do not have the glossary in this document. No. Is it there in the this thing? Workbook?
Just try last stages. Like it comes with.
I don't think it will be there in the workbook, no?
No, sir, not in the workbook, sir. It has like all the keywords. It is all explained in the web manner. That's it.
Okay, so
It's not there.
no worries, no worries.
I'll
No
do
problem.
that thing.
Sure thing, no problem, no problem. So anyway, shall we write this down? So this is basically asking the purpose of a web browser. So the answer is a web browser is a software application designed to display web pages, right? So you're not expected to write this HTML explanation, but if you can write, that would give you 100% sure marks.
Yeah, see. Yes. Sir, can you give me just a second, please, sir?
Sure, take your time.
It just to pull up here. That's it.
Okay, no problem. So let's write this down. A web browser is a software application designed to display HTML pages. If you write that, then obviously you are going to get 2 marks. And yeah, I think so. That's the base idea. If it is a 2-mark question, you are going to get 1 mark. If it is a 4-mark question, then obviously this would basically get you 2 marks. And sorry, it's on the screen.
Okay, sir. That's it.
Okay. Then describe the purpose. So here, suggest two ways you might compare web browsers. So, what are the features we have in a web browser?
So like we can mostly check by the speed even, and another one we can say.
Speed speed is actually not a deal breaker. Deal breaker means speed එක ලොකු important point එකක් නෙමෙයි. But okay, so can you remember I told you about this other browsers called Brave.
Oh yes,
Brave.
the Brave,
Yes.
Opera.
Nahari. So what's the whole idea behind Brave?
So Brave gives AI options sort of,
Ah,
and Opera and other one doesn't give AI options.
it's the other way around, Kevin. Opera gives you AI options.
Yes, sir. So
Yeah.
now sir just check sir brave.com or something, Brave search. They are giving me what AI searches.
Brave. Yeah. AI assistant is there, but most of these AI features, like high-end features, are with this guy.
Oh
Kauda
yes.
Opera. So,
Yeah.
so Brave is well known for safety. It says, see, the browser that puts you first. Block
That's nice.
ads, save data, and get way faster web pages by just using this. So, see, they have a private search, built-in assistance, and powerful VPN.
Private search means like
Private
we all.
search, in simple terms, Kevin, private search means that when you search for something, when you use the browser actually has a system where it tracks you. So the browser tracks your progress through whatever you do in the website. I told you that the ISPs can keep an eye on you. Can
Oh
you
yes.
remember? Nahari. So Brave has a certain set of blockers which will block exposing your data out. So example is if you have let's say this data privacy mode turned on, Brave will automatically block all those tracking, what do you call it, like tracking options, so that websites will not be able to track you. So now that is the first point here. So when you are comparing two browsers, the primary point you should focus on is about your safety. So in this question, it asks for 2 points. So primary point is security. So remember that security would be the best, and then we can.
Easy of use.
That's the thing.
Skyning.
Yeah, एक lazy මතක තියාගන්න. Security.
Skyning is sort of weird.
Huh?
Skyning is sort of weird. Skyning is happening in WhatsApp and other all those things.
You mean this one? Syncing.
Oh yeah.
Sync.
I didn't know.
Syncing. Yeah. So sync. Sync means
Uh-huh.
your data will be sync. Sync means that's the short term for synchronization. Synchronizing. Okay. So we don't say synchronizing. We call it sync. So what sync means now, if you use Google Chrome and if you log in through a Google account, your details are synchronized. So whatever you put from one browser, let's say you have two laptops, and whatever I do on this laptop is automatically synced with my other laptop as well. So let's say if I bookmark a website, my bookmarks are synchronized.
Oh, that means it's duplicating sort of like.
Correct. Yes, up to a certain extent, correct.
But say we should have the same accounts and those things, right?
Yeah, so let's say the possibility of getting this as an advantage is if you have two devices. Let's say you have now in my case, I do have three computers. So I have this laptop, and I have another small laptop, and I have a desktop. So all three computers, I have my Google account logged in on Chrome, so that whenever I share something here, sorry, not share, like if I create a new bookmark here, that gets synchronized with all the other items.
Computers.
Computers. So that is easy. So that everything is synchronized, and whatever I do here will be automatically open. So that is getting synchronized with the phone as well.
Oh. Then sir, correct. Sir, what if what happens if you are having like such for me, sir, I'm like having my email was made under my mother's name. That means like our mother is watching. That means safety child or something, sir. I
Okay.
don't know what's that option. Because of my age, they have to. They told that I had to switch on it. So, sir, like when I put a bookmark in my mother's Chrome account, will the bookmark save?
You will, yes, it will get saved. Correct. It should get
Oh,
saved. Okay.
I haven't put a bookmark yet.
Okay, try that out. Okay, make quickly. So, I think the easiest points to remember in this case is primarily security. So, security is the main reason behind comparing two browsers, no? And then you can actually keep in mind the ease of use. So, depending on whatever the type of flow you are using, then you might use it as a as sorry because the ease of use, like I'll tell you an example. So if you go to Chrome, sorry, Opera has this side column. Can you see this? मैं बड़ी side column में करती है ना Opera के.
Yes.
So the idea behind this side column is you can actually have multiple applications running. So you can have the Facebook Messenger running, as well as you can have the chat, and
And
you
so
can.
Opera is more supportive.
Yes, it does. Correct. Correct. Yeah. So by that way, you do have different types of points to work up, but it depends on your requirement. Huh? So I am a diehard fan of Google Chrome. So what I do, I use Chrome,
And
but
to
for
be
the
honest, sir, in my laptop, sir, I almost have the every web browser.
all the
Mozilla
browsers.
Firefox, Opera, Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge. All.
Okay, I only have Google Chrome and Safari because Safari is in. Anyway, Safari comes
But
included.
Safari is unsupportable.
Safari is the default browser for Mac.
That's not, sir, but it's not supporting.
Yeah, Safari is not actually that much supported in Windows. That's why. Okay, so make it to write the answer. Then you will have to find out a nice way of explaining this. So what I can say is now since this is asking, so describe the purpose of the web browser. So we wrote it, and suggest two ways you might compare web browsers before making a decision. So since this is asking for two ways, we can write security. So you can write it as security, and under security, you can write something like the here what does it say is, does the browser keep your personal data safe when you are browsing or shopping? So you can write the term security, and you can say
Easy of use.
hmm?
Easy of use.
Yeah, ease of use is also good. And remember when you're writing this, Kemit, may body explanation එකකුත් ලියන්න. May you have to.
Okay.
So when you say security, you have to say security is required
So
to.
we can like security to save our data from other something.
Yeah, so you can say security is required because we need to make sure our personal data is safe. Oh,
Yes. Or else our personal data is ours.
Yes, but may lian is keywords, tiga. So
Okay.
security is a keyword, no? So you can say point one security. The comparison point one is security we because we need to keep our personal data safe. And then you can say, yeah, you want time to write?
Yes, sir. Okay, sir.
Harry, මොකක්ද ලිව්වේ? What did you write?
So I wrote the security because we need to keep our data safe.
Nice. Okay. And then we can write ease of use. Ease of use. So that of course you can
So is it easy or easy of use?
ease. Easy
What?
means ES is fine. So this is ease. Ease of
Okay.
use. So ease of use, and you
Use.
can say how easy is it to use the browser.
How easy? Oh, that's it. That's it.
Okay, perfect. And then one more point. එක point
Okay,
එක
sir.
මේ
So
අපි
it's tools.
yeah, but මේකත් මතක තියන්න මේ plugins.
Oh.
So plugins
For
are
attraction.
yeah, so now plugins are actually something important when it comes to a browser because there are multiple type of plugins we use. Example is now if you take Google Chrome plugins, you can see they have thousands and thousands of plugins. We also call them extensions. See,
Oh.
when you go to extensions, there's like
So what
thousands
is
of
that top
extensions.
things? Those are like what is that? Dark reader? Those things are like so like not sure, right?
No, they are like plugins. Okay, so let me show you this one. Let's try this one. See, it's a plugin which will turn on the dark mode. Simple as that. So you can just click on, so when you go to this one, you can click on add to Chrome and it asks you whether you want to add it. So I can say yes.
Sir,
And
is those plugins sure?
uh, mm, don't install if it doesn't look legit, but what I can say is check for the number of installs. See here it has over 6 million users.
Yeah.
So 6 million users are using it. So because of that reason you can trust. Let's see how it works. So if I open this up, cool, I'm within dark reader. Okay, you click on this. So it gives you the dark mode feature on light, brightness, contrast. Okay, let's open this on here. Yeah, see, light, dark, dark mode and light mode. See,
That is just nothing.
yeah, no, see, it works perfectly.
Yeah, but so it is like switching on the color now.
Yeah, I think so. See, this can actually adjust the contrast also. See, so there's a
Oh,
certain
that's
contrast adjustment. Uh, you can make things grayscale.
yeah.
And when you don't need it, you can right click. You can right click on the plugin and you have this option called remove from Chrome. So you can click on
Yes.
it and you can remove it.
Sir, I had to ask one thing, sir.
Yeah.
If we mistakenly like apply, if we mistakenly take something that is like hacking or something, so hacker like fish, uh, Chrome plugin, sir, can we like if we instantly know that, can we delete it
Yeah,
and
you can. You
nothing
can.
will?
මෙහෙමයි. I can't guarantee you that nothing will happen. Something might happen, but as long as you uninstall it when you get to know that it's a hack, it's a plug-in with a problem, then it's okay. But
Okay, sir.
remember to flush it out as soon as you get to
Yes,
know.
sir.
Okay, so then sure, answers all good, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Then let's just quickly jump to this one. You are traveling to a country known for its high level of internet censorship. So it is saying, describe what are internet censorship. Sorry, what internet. Describe what is internet censorship, and
Yes, sir.
give two ways in which this may impact on your use of internet. Okay. So, first of all, what is internet censorship?
Sir, the internet restrictions that is controlled by the country's government.
Hari, perfect. But here again we missed one specific keyword. Keyword එක තමයි filtering. Okay, so you can now මෙතන වෙන්නේ filter කරනවා කියන එක. So internet censorship is filtering the internet to make sure that it will not show some specific results. See, internet
Yes,
filtering
sir.
is the process of removing certain results by following a set of rules. Ha?
Yes, sir.
මතක තියාගන්න නම නෑ මෙහෙමයි the answer you just said is perfectly fine, it's 100% correct, but the thing is when they go with that marking sheet මං ඔයාලට කලින්ම පෙන්නුවේ they are specifically looking for those keywords නේ. So whatever the words you have written, if one of those keywords are there, the බොරුවක් ලියුවා කියමුකෝ, still if the keyword is there you are going to get the marks. Yeah, so that is how the paper is structured. මං කිය බොරු ලියන්න එපා ගිහිල්ලා බොරු ලියන්න එපා, you have to write an actual exact answer. But then again, if you use that keyword and let's say at that point you can't remember exactly what to write, but you know the keyword as filtering, if you write something like that with the word saying internet filtering or internet censorship is the process of removing, then that would be perfect. You once can, sorry, yeah. So can you write this down, internet filtering?
Okay, sir. Sir, I know which country is high levels of internet censorship.
We do have multiple countries, ගොඩක් තියෙනවා, එකක් නෙවෙයි.
Sir, mostly North Korea.
Yeah, Korea තියෙනවා.
So it's the internet filtering.
Internet, yeah, so filtering is to make sure that you does not show a specific set of results. So that
Sir,
is
can I write like this?
common.
When the internet filtering, it's a internet censorship is the thing that is controlled by the government. The internet censorship
Okay.
is the internet filtering controlled by the government.
Internet censorship is
Internet filtering is
censorship has to be there also, that's true. Let's say internet censorship is, what did you write, controlled by the government?
No, sir. Internet censorship
Okay.
is internet filtering that is controlled by the government.
Okay, blocking, yeah, okay. අපි මෙහෙම කියමුද? Okay, let me type this in. We can add the filtering. Hold on. Internet censorship is the blocking of, let's say, specific websites. Blocking or filtering specific websites. Censorship is blocking or filtering specific websites.
Okay, sir.
You are lazy. But you can say um, oh yeah, අපි මෙහෙම දා by මෙහෙම කියමු. Internet censorship is blocking or filtering specific websites by governments.
Okay.
That's good.
So is like strictly internet censorship is there in Germany also?
Internet censorship is literally in almost all the countries, Kevin. So it depends on the type of censorship what they do. So now, like countries like uh, China, they block certain type of websites. So Google is blocked, and so on and so forth. So countries like India, they have again blocked a certain type of video websites, movie websites, and so on and so forth. So in Sri Lanka, still we do have a certain set of censorship where some of the video sites, like the streaming sites, are not working. Likewise, it depends on each government and their regulations.
So literally Sri Lanka haven't like banned any specific like famous app or something, right? We are using almost everything.
Yeah, Sri Lanka hasn't banned anything for the moment. The reason is our infrastructure. So not to go very in depth on it, but into just to give you a simple idea, the infrastructure, the way our networks are built, it's a bit hard for them to impose these restrictions. Not that easy.
Yeah.
So because of that reason, you do have an option, get into a problem. Okay, so let's quickly jump into the next point. Uh, so, and this is asking, give two ways in which this may impact on your use of internet. මොනවද ඉන්නේ? මොනවද තියෙන two ways?
Some apps and some app servers will be blocked for several period of time.
Yeah, is it for a period or is it going to be fully blocked?
For a period, so like if we are traveling to a country, we should come back now.
Yeah, but now example is like if we take Google and China, Google is completely banned. No? They don't have access to Google.
So, sir, if a foreign person went to that country and started to use Google, will it be illegal?
No, you cannot. You can't. Literally, you can't. www.google.com. If you try to browse www.google.com, it won't load up. It doesn't work.
It's not like the FBI don't come
No,
and touch them.
no. Nobody's going to track you, but you can't. You can't access. It's completely blocked. Likewise. Okay, so the impact on your use of internet. Okay, so when it says your use of internet, you have to write it in your own terms as how it will impact you, right? So in this case, you can say the censoring or censorship. Let's say let's come up with a word for this. Pattern. Yeah, so we can say we will be blocked by accessing certain websites, as well as we can say we are blocked by accessing social media
Some
or
social
any media.
media.
Exactly, exactly. Kian, what do you have in your mind? Tell me your answer.
Okay, sir. My answer is you will be blocked by famous social media apps, and you will be blocked by specific content areas, and you will be restricted with specific age limits.
Okay, now I'll show you a small mistake. Right? Now, this is asking that how this may impact on your use of internet. හරි. එතන මෙතන අහන්නේ ඔයාට තියෙන ඉම්පැක්ට් එක. your use of internet. එතකොට අපි සිංහලෙන් කියනවා නම් ඔයා ඉන්ටර්නෙට් පාවිච්චි කරනකොට මේ බ්ලොක් වෙලා තිබුණොත් ඔයාට මොකද වෙන්නේ? Right? So now again answer the tell me the answer in that particular context. Not you, that it should be I. So I will not be able to access. What is your first answer?
I will not be able to access uh, famous social media apps.
Yes. Then itana I'm there's a this is your answer is correct. Your answer is perfectly correct. But the way you have to write it has to be changed a little bit. Now here, since this is asking how it's going to impact you, you will have to say the social media if the censorship is added then to social media, then I will not be able to access social media or access the famous social media networks. So you have to answer it like as you tell someone else. දැන් මම හිතන්න මම මේ ප්‍රශ්න වගේ අහනවා නම් ඔයා මට උත්තර දෙන විදියට කියන්න ඕනේ. දැන් ඔයා මං වගේ ප්‍රශ්නයක් ඔයා මට you කියන්න බෑනේ. It should be I. Right? Okay, so just change the answer and tell me it again.
Okay, sir. I'll not be able to access any famous social media apps because the internet censorship, and I'll not be able to access any specific websites that is in specific contents because of internet censorship that have been in high levels in the country that I have traveled.
Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. Korea කියලා ලියන්න එපා. So don't specifically tell anything about a country, but if you want to spice it up, just use something like a example everybody knows. Like, so if you so this is something which I tell everybody to write, but from your grade they don't expect you to write that much information. But then again, if you can say some like in countries like China, you can say Google is blocked.
Branded.
Yeah, Google is banned, which is so here. This is asking describe what internet censorship is, no? So you can say
Which impacts me, sir, like in countries like North Korea, we don't have access for Netflix, which impacts me with low entertainment and boredom.
perfect. You got the idea, right? So if you say so here for this, if we take the China example, we can say countries like China has blocked Google because they have added this because they have the internet censorship by their government. Since Google is blocked, I cannot access YouTube and I cannot access
The YouTube,
any.
sir, we can separately take it as app.
Exactly. Yeah, you can say because
So we can
it's
tell
blocked.
like because of the internet is blocked,
Google
I
is blocked.
cannot search for anything.
Yes,
Because
exactly.
Google is blocked, I cannot search for any specific websites that
Yes.
are based on Google.
Correct. Anna hari. Now you got the idea. Okay. So, this is now. So, just wrap your mind around this. This whole thing is like not like the local syllabus. So in the local syllabus, they really want you to memorize everything and අපි අර කියන්නේ ගිරව වගේ කියලා ලියන්න ඕනේ කියලා. එහෙම යන්නේ. But in Edexcel, they expect you something else. So they expect you to basically understand the point, use the keywords, and write a nice answer. Perfect, you got the idea. Nice. You can nail it. Nice. Okay, so let's quickly jump to the binary representation. So, binary representation. Let's start off with this. So, start activity. Briefly describe the purpose of binary in computers. Okay. කොහොමද යන්නේ?
Briefly describe the purpose. That means we should not tell what happens for binary and all. So my answer would be the purpose of binary is to represent any language in zeros and ones that is understandable for computer, and even convert pixels to computer language, as I said.
Yeah. No need to go with the pixel part. What you said is perfect. Perfect. So the answer lies here. So what is binary? So the answer is, in simple terms, binary is the language of computers. What you just said, it's perfect. You specifically told the keyword language. Nice. Huh? Good work. So binary is the language of computers, and if you can write this, remember this, it would be perfect. Where if you can say the central processing unit of every computer, sorry, we can say, sorry, hold on. I'll make it simpler. Yeah, you can say binary is the language of computers, which helps the central processing unit process programs or process combinations using ones and zeros or zeros and ones. Okay, so the keywords should be binary and
Yes.
the CPU, then that would be perfect.
Okay, sir. So shall I write the answer?
Yes, please. Yes.
So can you repeat the answer that sir told?
Yeah, let me type it.
Sir, should we write the CPU part also?
It's good if you can write it, but you need to basically explain this a little bit, because this is asking to describe the purpose of binary. No?
So we can decide it whether I'll practice that. We can decide it whether by the marks content.
Exactly, correct. So if you get about 2 marks for this, then you need to write a little bit of a longer word. So let me write this language of computers. I'm just trying to take it down. Okay, hold on. Just wondering whether to expand it or not.
Okay.
Which is chooses zeros and ones. Name again to process data. Yeah, that's enough.
Okay, sir.
We don't need to go extremely in depth also.
Then our teachers would be like, they would like be like, we are taking time and I'm going to put wrong sort of.
Yes.
No, sir, actually our teachers, like, they do that thing.
Why?
Don't know, sir. They are like, may our especially, sir, in our grade, like, we are only having one IT teacher, and even in grade 8, we are only having one IT teacher. So the both
Oh.
IT teacher needs to like mark like 356 books.
Okay.
Our teacher,
Is a teacher or a master?
no, sir, she's a teacher
Ah,
here.
yo, she. Okay, okay. She must be having a hard time marking
Yeah,
300 papers.
yes,
Okay.
and our school doesn't put an alternative teacher because they didn't find an teacher because there's no teachers for ITs these days.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
our
That's
school
true.
is like, sir, if you come, we'll pay you at least 100,000. Would
I
you like
know.
so?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. That is
Sir, can you come?
true. I can't. I can't work full time. You know that I have my company and so on. That is so. If I'm to join a school, that's a full time job. That is a full time job, and that is a big responsibility also. That's a massive
Sir,
responsibility.
wasn't you teaching in a school, sir? You said that you had more
I am teaching at Wesley part time, but I'm actually I did it for a year, so I am stopping it this year April. I did it because I was doing this research for my doctorate. That's why. And I'm doing a master's in education also
Sir was
in
a
ED.
old student in Wesley College, right?
Huh? I am. I'm an old boy especially also. Okay, wait, let's quickly jump to we have like another 20, almost about half an hour to go through. So let's try to wrap this up. And Kemit, if you want, we can jump on a call next week somewhere before your exam as well. Just let me know.
Sure, sir.
Yeah,
Anytime, sir.
just to finish this off if we won't be able to finish it off today. Okay, so then binary.
Anytime in the sense, like, can you like tell me earlier?
Sorry.
Sir, anytime in the sense, can you tell me earlier?
Um, yeah, I will be. Can I let you know because I think I will have a certain free time on Tuesday evening.
Ah, okay, sir. Sure, sir.
Your
Let's do it then.
Yeah, we'll send you a message then. We'll
Okay, sir.
schedule it up and we'll do it. Nice, perfect. Okay, so then we talk about binary data. So list three forms of data that binary can represent. Okay, so here we do have that in the textbook. So let me take it up, and you should be able to see this. So here we have four forms of data, but this is asking for three. So there is no shortcuts for this. You will obviously have to remember at least these four, because these four are the primary four items which we use binary to process. So we have text, we have numbers, we have graphics, and we have sound. Okay,
So
so
only those, right? Not those descriptions.
No, you don't have to write the descriptions. No need. If
Oh,
you
those are, it's pretty easy.
yes, it is easy. Description එකක් තෝරන්න පොඩ්ඩක් ලිය. So
Yes.
if you write text, then you can just say text, the alphabet and the other symbols and
So
numbers.
those are easy, like normally computers should do those things. So
Exactly, exactly. You're 100% correct, because if it is a computer, like that thing must process those things. So that's the whole idea behind having a computer, right? So you
Yeah.
need to have text, numbers, graphics, and sounds. Okay, you want time to write it down?
So just give me 30
Yeah,
seconds.
sure. Take your time. Take your time.
That's it.
Okay, perfect. So then we go into a little bit of a complex question. So here this is asking to complete the binary sequence that would create this 6 by 6 1 bit binary graphic shown below. Okay, 6 by 6 binary graphic. So here when it says 6 by 6, you can see we have 6 pixels, 6 bits each side, and 6 bits down as well, right? Okay, so be careful. This is a tricky question, but you can easily write this. Okay, so we have 6 spaces given below, and the first is already filled up. So let's do it together. What would be the point? So as you know, 0, if it is an empty, that is 0. If it is a filled block, that is 1, right? So
Okay.
what would be the answer for the second one? So we are starting from
The
0.
second one is 0, 1, 0, 1, 3, 4. 4 ones.
Okay.
Another 0.
And a 0. Nice. Perfect. So let's add the second one.
So starts from a 1 and a 0, and so 2 ones and a 0 and a 1.
Nice. Perfect.
So 2 zeros at the first, and 2 ones and 2 zeros.
And 2 zeros. And then it would be the
Same thing.
same thing. So I'm going to copy paste it, but in your exam you have to write it down. Huh? You won't be able to copy paste. So
Sir, but actually, sir, in the future, if we get something like to write exams by the computers, it must be pretty easy for us.
it would be pretty easy, but the problem is with the computers getting much intelligent, it's going to autocomplete most of the thing, and you guys will never learn how to write English properly. That's what happens. Now also you just said you are using Grammarly. Now okay, this is okay. So I am facing this as an actual real world problem. When I go to a location, like I have had this problem multiple times. Like when you go to a bank or something, they ask you to write a letter. No? Like when you write the letter, it auto completed and you have to write everything. Then sometimes it's going to be really hard, but because we are used to typing. No? Now for me, I can type extremely fast, but if you ask me to write something, I can write on the board, but when you want to write it on a paper carefully, I kind of gets a bit nervous, because we don't write here and there, but for a typical teacher, they might write a lot. But in my case, what we mainly do is we type. No?
Sir,
Yeah.
in banks, you don't need to write a letter on the spot, right? You can
You
complete
know, yeah, you can actually go home and take a printout and come back. But most of the time, they ask you to write a letter and put the signature and give it to them. Oh yes. So learn English properly and learn how to write the uh, spellings. Okay, can you write
No,
this
sir,
down?
I actually don't use Grammarly. I don't use Grammarly, but in computers, normally there is sort of like in
Auto.
Microsoft lot of
Yes.
fixes.
Auto completion is there. No? Yes. Can you write down this answer?
Okay, sir. So in school, when I was at the first day that I went to school in grade 7, they teach us this thing.
Which one? This binary
Yes,
sequences.
sir.
Ah, nice.
Yes, sir. How to make a graphic by the Bible.
Yes.
So then, is this the same way QR code made?
Aha. Yes. Something similar. Correct.
So then, the guy who is making this should be like, bro, this is impossible.
QR codes have a certain certain let's say, so the idea is almost the same. It is a binary representation, but the thing is the way they convert it, it's a bit different. So not exactly one to one binary.
Okay, sir. Now, okay, sir. I done, sir.
Ah, nice. Okay, perfect, perfect. Give me 1 second.
Okay, sir.
Okay, then we jump into another tricky point where they ask you to draw something. Okay, so shall we shall we draw this and see? Okay, I'm just going
Okay,
to.
sir. I am now bit confused, sir. Like it is like in jumble dream.
No, you are lazy.
It is.
No, it is. It isn't. So let me
It's
fill.
a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah,
1,
let
2,
me
3.
just create a black block.
Ah, no, sir. Now, okay, sir. May. That means I now understand. I now understand.
Okay,
I can understand.
make a down. So where do we put this? It's 0,
Sir, first
0,
at 0, 0. After
0.
3, sir. After 3 zeros.
After three zeros, we have one dot. Select nice. Okay, then now this is what is the
That's it.
hold on, the way they have printed this out is a bit no, that is because of the paper is kind of tilted, that's why. Okay, so the second one is 0 0 1. Right.
Yes.
Okay, so then the third one,
Sir, I'm already making it.
you're done. Okay, so the third one we have 1 and 1 and 1 and another one. Okay, and then again it's going to be this.
The same square that we started with. It's sort of weird.
Did you get a similar picture?
Uh, yeah, sir. It is the SLT Mobitel logo.
It's going to be S, right?
Yeah, sir. It is SLT Mobitel logos actually.
As a S side. Okay, perfect. So let's quickly jump into the calculations. Now, this is where things get a bit complicated. Okay, so this be careful, please do. Now, when you're like highlighting these parts, remember if you get a string, like if these spaces are not visible, just the easiest point is to do is just take a pencil and split it up. So count how many squares are there. So in this case we
Yes, sir.
have
That's
6
what I
squares
did
now.
recently.
Exactly. Take a pencil, just split it up into uh, pieces. Then it would be easy for you to understand. Right? Okay. Then the place table. So the place table is what we basically talked about on how to write the values, right? So it says complete the values that would appear at the top of 4-bit binary place value table. Okay, so
Shall I tell the answers?
Yes, shoot.
421.
Exactly. 4 to 1. Okay. Because it's 4 bits, no? So it starts from 1, 2, and 4 and 8. Nice. Okay. Now, next one. So this is a binary conversion. So we have the binary number. And according to the top header, we need to fill this up. So what would be the answer for the 4-bit binary representation of binary number 4?
Sir, from the top, from the front, sir, 0, 0, 1, 0.
0, 0,
Ze- 1,
0.
0. Sir, from the top, from the beginning, sir.
Beginning means කොයි පැත්තෙන්ද beginning වෙන්නේ? මෙහෙන්ද මෙහෙන්ද?
Sir, from the 4, the side of 4.
Aha, no. Now we start from the 1, the first position, the second, first, second,
I.
fourth, and eighth, right? So
So
that.
then it's the answer is 0, 1, 0, 0.
Nahari, perfect. Yes. So you always go from this side.
Okay.
So you always goes from right to left. Okay, yeah. It's 0, 0, 1 because this is going to be the. Okay, let me make a දාන්න. Otherwise, it's
So that's easy, sir. That day, sir, told that the methods, sir, that is super easy. Now I can like calculate them in the mind.
Yeah, but be careful. So those are like tips and tricks, which is like sometimes they ask you to write down how you did that calculation. So be careful. Alright, okay.
And
So,
okay, sir. So for the sixth answer is for six, sir, it is 1, 1, 0, 0.
1, 1.
Yes, sir. Starts from 1 and 2 ones and 2 zeros. 1, 1, 0, 0.
Is it? Okay, let's take it.
Wait, sir. Calculation mistakes.
Let's take it a notch far. Okay, so let's start from the first value. Do we have a first value? No. We don't have a first value, so it's 0. And then do we have a.
1, 1, 0.
Okay, so we do have a value for 2, right?
Yes.
Hari.
Then it is 0, 1, 1, 0.
And this is going to be 1, right? Then
Yeah.
we do have another one. මොකද මේක ආයි බෙදනවානේ.
Yes.
එතනත් එකක් තියෙනවා. And then we don't have any values for it. Nice.
Yes.
Okay. Then the tricky, hardest ones. 13.
0, 0, 1, 0, 1, no. 0, 0, 1, 1.
නෑ නේද? කොහොමද ආවේ?
Sir, like this, sir, when we go to the last one, sir, the first one is the last one is 8. So 8 minus 13, 5. So sir, 4 is the second one. 4 minus so this 1, 0, 1, 1.
Nane. So yes, the first one is 1. Correct, Hari. Sorry. 1. And then this is going to be 0.
Another one is 1.
And 1 and 1. Correct.
Then sir, the other answer is correct.
Then what about 15? 15 is easiest. 15 is the easiest. No. Nothing to calculate. So when it comes to a 4-bit binary, the maximum number you can go is from 0 to 15, right? So that means 1 and 1, exactly. If it is a 4-bit binary, then the maximum you can go is 16. 16 means 0 to 15, exactly. So what happens if this goes up to 8-bit binary? Then how many characters do it?
30, sir, 30.
30.
No, sir. 120.
Sure?
200 something?
256. 0 to
Yes, sir.
255.
I remember.
Come answer stick here. Okay. Yeah, it's 0 to 255, but we don't go into that level. We only stick with this point. Okay, so remember the binary table. So this is actually quite easy. So 15 is it's just straightforward. So remember the way we divided it, so that you can easily fill this out. You might get a question like this because I'm pretty sure most of the students they actually struggle to get this thing done, because the calculation part is like for most of the students I met, they were also having issues when it comes to get this thing. So anyway, I'm
Yeah, sir. For the each number, they was like calculating with the binary table.
yeah, exactly. But that is also some point, like some teachers they basically ask them to memorize this also, but you don't have to memorize it. මේක මාතක තියාගන්න කියන
Sir,
එක
we can
ලොකුම.
use the answer.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so then quick set of questions. How many colors can a 1-bit binary graphic contain?
One.
Yeah, one, of course, yes. 1 bit nang one. Okay, so what is the maximum value of 8
15.
4-bit binary? 15, correct. And 15, not 16. මතක තියාගන්න. So,
Okay, sir.
and what were early computer programs stored on?
Punch cards.
Punch cards, exactly. You remember the videos I showed you guys, right?
Yeah, sir.
Those
Sir,
punch.
so told about almost everything.
Okay. Then what are the switches inside a CPU?
Switcher transistors.
Transistors, exactly. Perfect. Good. Then this is asking how many characters can be calculated using a 4-bit.
15, sir.
Yes.
So they are asking how much calculated as well. They are asking the same question like going other side of the question.
Yeah, I think so. Still, I think that's the whole purpose. Alright, nice, perfect. Okay, so then let's jump into binary computing. Okay, so now things get a little bit complicated where they ask you for some information about the transistors. Okay, so describe the purpose of a transistor within the CPU of a computer. Okay, so I will show you the answer because we need to make
So
sure.
you have the answer sheet, right?
No, I don't have the answer sheet. I'm just showing you
Sir,
the.
shall I send?
You have the answer sheet.
Yes, sir.
Okay. No. You just do a comparison with the answer sheet later on once we do this. Then it's going to be good for you also. Okay?
I used to like says check it and write down the correct answer.
Yeah, no, that's good. So here, describe the purpose of a transistor within the CPU of a computer. So a transistor is a type of a switch that controls the flow of electricity. Okay, so that would be the best way of writing the answer. Okay, so now,
Sir,
yeah,
excuse me, sir.
yeah, shoot.
Sir, this is like what is a transistor? That the transistors that serves a sentence, but they are asking what's the purpose. So, sir, can't we write transistors? The purpose of the transistor is to indicate zeros and ones.
Correct. So we can say, so you can start with what is a transistor, and then you can say it basically helps the CPU understand the binary commands as zeros and ones. So
Okay.
your answer is perfectly correct. Perfectly correct. Just rephrase it and remember to add this transistor keyword in it. So what did you write?
Sir, I didn't write, sir,
Okay.
but I told it.
Yeah. Okay. No problem.
The purpose of the transistor is to indicate zeros and ones to the computer.
Ah, indicate. indicate කියන වචනේ තමයි මම බලපුවා ගන්න. We don't need to say indicate.
Okay.
We can say thinner CPU. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah,
Okay.
that's okay. You can actually explain it a little bit if you want, because you can say the transistors basically represent the number of calculations which you can do, no? So a single
Yes.
transistor consists two activities, so it's either on or off. So with the number of transistors, the number of calculations, number of commands, like number of binary items which it can process drastically goes up. So that's why we have like billions and billions of transistors, so that we can process much more instructions per second.
Sir, if we have a 16 billion transistor microchip, and if we try to give 16 billion math questions,
Yeah.
can it do?
Okay, so it works like this. So not like each transistor is equals to one equation. So how it works is, like, if it is a binary sequence, the number of transistors will basically take it in and it will process. But the number of like once it has 16 billion transistors, that means it's not about the size of the binary sequence, it's about the load it can handle. So it can handle multiple processors at once.
Okay, sir. Sir, that's why, sir, when we write in our bus, in our this bus, the computer bus, if we put like more applications and softwares which
Yeah.
don't, our computer gets slowed down.
Yes, of course. Yes. That is, of course, true. That is how it works. So that is why we have, if you remember, when we went through this, we talked about the what do you call it? We talked about the number of cores. So, like, so when the number of CPU cores goes up, that means you
Sir,
have the
sir, I mean, like, what are cores? I cannot remember exactly.
yeah. So can you remember we talked about a point called the cores? Give me 1 second, no? Because
Okay, sir.
I have another. Give me 1 second. I'll just put the link and then we can continue. Okay. Yeah. So number of cores means, now in a CPU we have, earlier in the old CPUs we had only one CPU core. So that single core was in charge of processing all the activities. Now with the newer CPUs,
We have three or something cores, right?
oh, we have like multiple cores in them. See, if you look at this one, we do have a certain set of cores. So in this case, we have 4 cores. Okay. Now the laptop which I am currently using has 10 cores in it. So cores means, so these are the same set of transistors, but they packed it into multiple cores, so that when it comes to processing some information, like processing threads, you can parallelly process. So example is, like, let's say if you're watching a YouTube video while sorry, let's say you're listening to a YouTube video while you're working on a Word document, and at the same time you have PowerPoint open with VLC player playing a video, or like doing some sort of a rendering, right? So when this happens, that means all these applications need to process data every microsecond. So if you have only one core, that means that core is going to get a big queue of uh, processors, which they will all try to use the resources. Right? So in this case, when we go with multi-cores, how it works is, it's going to split the core usages or the cores into different areas, to different cores so that the load automatically goes down. That's how it works. So the whole idea behind this to control the load.
Okay, sir. Thank you
I
so
just
much.
explained it in a very simple way, but it's much more complex than that. But just to get a clear idea, that would be the best. Okay,
Yes, sir.
then
Excuse me, sir.
yes.
In Intel Core i3, sir, is it having three cores?
Not really, Kemit. That naming convention is actually a little bit of a specific convention they added to describe the power. So Core i3, Core i5, and Core i9. Sorry, Core i7 and Core i9. So we have four different types of processors now. So those four has different transistor sizes. So Core i3 is basically the entry level. Not actually that's not the entry level. The entry level is known as Intel Pentium. So there is a CPU called Intel Pentium. Let me show it.
Sir, the Pentium that I'm using, the old company.
Yeah, we have a Intel Pentium. We have a model called Intel Pentium Gold processors. So these are the base level. So still see number of cores. They have five. So this thing has five cores in it. So these are
Oh,
the
so that
base.
means I'm having about 11 or something, right?
Nah, not really. No, you might be having. So if it is i3, you might have how many cores? Usually, i3 still it's about 4, and it goes up to about 8 cores. We have 4,
Also,
6, and 8.
I'm having that this one's a 3.81
Okay,
gigahertz.
yeah. So that is a certain type of a power, but if you go for Intel Core
That's a
i9,
mess.
those are the top notch level. So they go for 24 cores.
Yes, sir.
24 cores and plus how many? 2.6 gigahertz each. That's like
Sir,
a,
I just checked to buy one of those Intel Core i9 processor
yeah,
to put into my old laptop,
you
and so
can.
it was going to 100,000 rupees.
No, you can't basically because Intel Core i9 processor, see, this processor is 160,000.
So that's it. It
Only,
is so expensive.
only the CPU. So you need to buy a motherboard to put this in. No? So a motherboard will cost you again another about 150,000. And you can't put just normal RAM and hard drives to this. So ultimately,
16 GB.
you might spend at least about close to 1 million to get the basic machine up and running. And you know what? People buy this for gaming. These are like
Oh yeah.
designed for high-end graphic editing and all, but still people buy this for gaming.
So it
So
is super for gaming. Like the Intel, I just saw the trial of Intel i9, and they
yeah,
started from gaming.
yes. They are focused towards gaming and graphic processing. Okay, Kevin, I will have to wrap the class up now because I'm starting another lecture. So
Yes. Sure.
so I will wrap it up from this point. But shall we have another class next week just to finish this off?
Oh yes, sir. Sure, sir.
And that way පොඩ්ඩක් අපිට cover up කරන්න පුළුවන් නේද වැඩේ නැත්නම් ටිකක් අමාරු වෙනවා. And can
Yeah,
okay,
sir.
okay, so I will have to, of course, give you some homework as well. So go through this, and I mean,
Okay, sir.
finish up the questions we went through, and by try to keep it active by the time we have the next call.
Okay, sir.
That's good, no? So then we
Sir,
can, yeah, shoot.
sir, in this one, sir, up to which thing should I do the questions?
Uh, just work on the questions now since everybody is sorry, since your school has completed that, no?
Okay, sir.
So do it do it as much as possible. That would be the easiest.
Okay.
Hari? Okay,
Yes.
okay, okay. If you are free and if you want to join the next class, I will send you the link. If you want, just jump in. I'll be talking about
Okay.
internet.
Okay, sir. I'll jump.
Yeah, sure. Okay, okay, okay. Bye. See you then.